There we go. We're live. Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Welcome back to another Colourful Keto with Dori. And today we're doing Motivational Monday. And we're going to talk about what happens when you get off track with keto and how we get ourselves back on track. I'm super excited. So I received a message from a friend of mine recently. And she said to me, Dori, you're going to be so upset with me and you're going to be so ashamed of me. I fell off track with keto and I've regained all of my weight. So what we're going to do is starting July 1st, which is next Wednesday, we're going to start what I'm calling the Keto Fresh Start Challenge. So this is what we're going to do. If you are off track and you need to get back on track, if you are just starting keto and you don't know anything about it, we can all do it together. And we're going to call it a Fresh Start Challenge for a reason. Lots of people do 30-day challenges or 60-day challenges or 90-day challenges. I want for us to be able to start fresh every day that we need to with this. If you start July 1 and you fall off track on the 5th, guess what? It's a fresh start challenge and we can start fresh every single day. Claudia! Oh my goodness, Claudia, you need to get in on this challenge, girl. You and I have been talking about getting back on track off and on and off and on again forever. So you totally need to join us for July. So this is what we're going to do. Let's start with, I have a giveaway for one of these on my page. Go and enter. I want you to be the one who wins so that we can use them for our challenge. So it is a breath ketone meter. So starting July 1, I'm going to start tracking my ketones for you guys so that we can get the science side of our journey to starting all together. But I want you guys to know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you've never tried keto. It doesn't matter if this is your 10th time trying keto. We're gonna do it together. Now, the other thing that I'm gonna be doing on July 1 is the awesome people at Vitamin Bounty sent me some keto vitamins to try out. So we're going to include these in my July challenge. If you want to take some with me, they do have a whole selection of different vitamins they have. Vitamins is something I don't normally do. So I think taking a regular daily vitamin is going to help me with my energy. So if you guys are interested in those, I can leave a link for you to check them out. Now, this particular brand of keto supplement does have a little bit of rice filler in it. They do have a whole bunch that don't. Now, I will tell you guys, this one was my bad. They told me that I could order whatever I wanted, and I was super busy, and they said, hey, Dori, if you know what you want, we'll order it. And I said, I don't really know a lot about supplements. Why don't you tell me what you think is best? And they suggested this one. But had I looked at the list of ingredients, I probably wouldn't have picked it because of the rice flour filler. But they also gave me an entire list of every supplement they have that don't contain rice flour. So a little bit later today, I will take a picture of these. I'll post them. I'll send you guys the link so that you can check them out. And I will include the list of what supplements they have that don't have a rice flour filler. Now, you guys know I'm not an ingredient Nazi. So for me, a little bit of rice flour isn't an issue. If it is for you guys ingredient-wise, then I would recommend looking at one of their supplements that don't contain. Well, hello, Dr. Karen. It's so nice to see you. So today we are just talking about some of the basics for getting back on track with keto. And number one, 1,000,000% of the time, it's always mindset. You can do anything if you go into it with the right mindset. So for me, when I think of the right mindset, I think about where I was when I started keto. And I didn't know anything about keto. Spoiler alert. If you guys are new here, I found out about keto online. I learned about it as I went, and I knew nothing, like less than nothing about keto. So for me, it was about making a decision to be healthy. I decided right away this time it's not a diet. It's not a diet, because as soon as I say the word diet to myself, I have all this past diet guilt, right? I've tried every diet in the world. I failed at that. Clearly, I have no willpower. And it's not about willpower. It has nothing to do with your willpower. Because at the end of the day, we're always going to be in situations where we have to make a decision on the fly. So number one is be prepared for that. Know in advance. What am I going to do when I'm at a birthday party and someone offers me cake? If you don't have a plan, you might take the cake. So it's so important to plan ahead and think about where you're going. What are you doing? What activities are you involved in? Is it somewhere where there's going to be food you can eat? If there isn't, can you bring your own? But if you are caught unaware and you don't have a plan, that's when it's so easy to fall off track. If you're out and you're shopping and you're hungry and you don't have any snacks in your purse, it's really easy to say, I'm just going to grab a chips, or I'm going to grab a chocolate bar, I'm going to grab a donut, I'm just going to grab a burger, a slice of pizza. Lisa! Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. Today is the day. All of my ladies are coming out of the woodworks today. Miss Valerie. So Valerie, I'm explaining to everybody about the Fresh Start Challenge that we're going to do starting July 1st. Now, there's a reason why we picked July 1st, is it'll give you guys all a little bit of time to get organized, to get ready, to do a little bit of grocery shopping, and so we can have a full week to work on your mindset before you get going. Because I want you guys to know, Valerie is successful. Valerie has known so much success on keto. And it's really easy to go from, I love this. This is my way of eating forever. I will never go back. I feel good. I sleep good. My digestion is better. My skin is better. My hair is better. And you can still wake up one day and realize, I fell off track. Dude, I fell off track so bad, and I don't know how that happened. So that's why we're going to do this challenge, so that everyone can have the opportunity. We can talk about it in group. So I do have a free Facebook support group, and we're going to do this through group. That way we can each comment each day. Are we struggling? Are we having a good day? What did we eat? Are we looking for recipes? Because accountability only works if you are accountable. Let that sink in for a second. Because I want you to know that we're all here. We're all here together. But if you don't go to group and say, I'm struggling today, then we don't know you're struggling and we don't know how to help you. And I get it. It is really hard to go into a group of people who love and support you and say, I'm having a hard time. But there is the place to do it. Those are the people that they're just waiting to help you. We're there, we're a community, we're all together. But we don't know you need help if you don't reach out. So we're going to do this in group so that we can talk every day. We can start a discussion point. Everybody can join in, and it gives us an opportunity to be accountable to each other, that we know we're going in each day and we're checking in. Because it's so easy to say, oh yeah, I've got weight loss friends, I have accountability. But what's the first thing that you do when you go off track? And it's usually, don't tell those friends. Right? Don't tell those friends, because you don't want them to be upset with you. You've already disappointed yourself. The last thing you want to do is disappoint all of your friends. And I want you to know that you can't disappoint us. You can't. Like, there is no way until you get to the point where you say, you know what, I give up, Dori. I don't ever want to be healthy. I don't ever want to work on how I eat. That's the only time you've failed. That's it. Like, at the end of your life and the end of your days, and you say, you know what, I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm just going to be fat and happy. And guess what? I was that girl for years too. I'm just going to be fat. I'm just going to be happy. I'm fat. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm loved. That was the mantra I repeated to myself over and over and over. But I wasn't healthy. I wasn't happy. And yeah, maybe I was loved, but not by a man who respected me or appreciated me. And I think this is a kind of off topic, but I want to touch on it anyways, just because when I was a bigger girl, men tend to kind of look down upon you in a way that they think fat equates desperate. Right? Oh, she's a fat girl. She'll be so happy to have my attention. I can treat her however I want, and she's just going to be so happy to have my attention. I mean, after all, she's a fat girl who would pay her attention. And it's funny because I was having a thought today, and I was thinking about there are lots of men who exclusively date big women. That's it. They only date big girls. And I look at those guys and I think, okay, are you being appreciative of big women, or are you looking at them as an easy target, slow-moving target? You know, she's got low standards. She's going to be happy to have any attention that I give her. And that was the kind of relationships that I had in my past life. I was very deluded in lots of ways. It is, trust me when I say that delusioning yourself has got to be the easiest thing to do. You can convince yourself of anything. You can convince yourself you're happy. You can convince yourself you're in a great relationship. You can convince yourself your friends aren't negative. We have that power in our brain. So why don't we turn that power on and use it for our good? Because guess what? Only you get to decide your life, and you get to change that any moment you want. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're tired of feeling gross, exhausted, swollen, tired, miserable, then let's get back on track, girl. And I promise it's not just you. Do you know how many of my ladies have reached out to me and said, oh God, Dori, I'm off track. Like, man, I fell off the wagon. I drugged that into the woods. I lit that on fire, and we had s'mores. We had s'mores, Dori. What am I gonna do now? And that's what we're gonna do. We're going to build a strong, strong base for us so that nobody has to feel bad when it comes time to say I'm struggling, because that is what we're there for. If you are having a moment and you think, oh dear God, I'm about to eat this Snickers, or I'm about to pop open this pint of ice cream, that moment right then is when you need to go to group and say, look it guys, I am standing here. I have got this tub of ice cream in my hand. I got a spoon. Help me. What do I do? We need to have a plan. If we're craving a food, what are we going to eat instead? If we're boredom eating, what activities are we going to do instead? So we're going to do that. We're going to formulate a plan. On Wednesday, Valerie is going to join us, and we're going to talk about what happened, how she started keto, how she became successful, what she loved about keto, and how it happened that one day's decision changed everything. Because it can. And I want you guys to know, I never judge you if you eat off plan, but I also need you to know that every single time you do that, you are taking a risk that will lead you right off track. So always bear in mind when you're making that decision, because it is a decision. Even if it's a decision we want to avoid, it's a decision we make in that moment. And I understand. I gained my weight back when my mother passed away because I was emotional and I flat out didn't care. I knew, but I didn't care because I had never really developed a lot of coping mechanisms, I guess you would say. I only really knew how to cope with things through food and through emotional outbursts. Go figure that I'm the emotional one, right? Like Dori has the breakdown, just saying. That's how I process. So what we're going to do over this next week and a half is we're going to formulate a plan. Together, we're going to decide what this challenge is going to look like, how we're going to communicate together, and we'll have some time to get that sorted. Everyone can grocery shop, everyone can get their recipes all together, and we can start on July 1st. That is Canada Day in Canada, and we celebrate that. But I think it's a great day to start a new challenge. Now, I have not set a time limit on this challenge because I don't think that there really is a time limit. I think whenever you are ready for a fresh start and you want to get back on track, or if you have friends who know nothing about keto and you want to share this journey with them, send them a message and say, hey, I'm going to do something new on July 1st. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to hang out with my bestie, Dori. Come and do that with me. So what I'll do is I will make a post and put it all together. So if you have any friends or family that you want to share it with, you can just click it and share it, and then they'll know how to find us. So I will include the link for group. I will include the link for my public page. And I'll probably include my YouTube as well, because any of the lives we do will also be available on YouTube. So if you know someone who doesn't have Instagram or they don't have Facebook, they can still join with us and watch on my YouTube channel. Now, I have a community section on YouTube. I don't really do a lot in the community posts, and I won't lie, the other day I was looking for it and I couldn't find where they moved it to. But if I can find my community post section, we can do that on YouTube on the community post. So the community feed is very much like a Facebook feed. So I can make a post, you guys can comment, you can add pictures and stuff in the comments. So I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to try to see if I can figure out where that feature went. Every time social media changes, features show up, features disappear, things move around, and I'm like, how did I find that? Oh my goodness. Okay, Michelle says it's at the top of your YouTube page. And I swear to God, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. So I will poke around some more. It's been months and months and months since I put anything up on the community tab. But that is another option and another way that we can connect. I'm also thinking that what we should do is do one daily progress post on Instagram. So that way, if you miss the live that day, or if you miss what's going on, you can go catch up on Instagram and let us know how you're doing. So I think it'll just be something that I'll post each day that says, hey, how are you doing? Give us your update. And that way it gives us one spot where we can discuss things on Instagram, we'll have group on Facebook, and we can also discuss in comments on YouTube. So anybody who wants to get in on this challenge and join us, shoot me a message. You know that I love cross promotion and I love helping other people as much as we can. So I say, let's link arms. Let's get as many groups, as many pages, as many YouTube channels, all of your favorite IG pages. Let's link up arms and do it together. There's no pressure. Nobody has to be perfect. We're not going strict diet where you follow or you're out. We're doing it day by day, step by step. You have zero knowledge requirement. And it's free? Yes, 100% free. I don't charge for any of the things I do. Facebook group is free. It won't cost you guys anything to be included. I'm even debating, should we start an email list for our challenge so that if you don't have access to online, that we could get maybe a weekly email update, if that's something you guys would be interested in. I have been looking at starting an email list for a while, but I keep putting it off because I don't really have anything good to say or share. But if we want to start doing a weekly update by email for our challenge, we can totally do that. the nice thing about having an email list is what happens if my Instagram goes down, or my Facebook goes down, or YouTube decides to remove my channel. If we have an emailing list that we can contact each other, then we kind of got a backup. Because let's be honest, social media is not always the most reliable. So let me know if you guys want to do that. Then I will put in the effort and I'll build us an emailing list that we can do that, bi-weekly or once a week updates. And the nice thing about that is then you guys can submit your progress by email as well if you want to be featured on my page, on the YouTube channel. If you want to do a live Q&A and talk with me about getting back on track, we can do that. We can go over basics. You can ask your questions. We can talk about your favorite food substitutions, whatever you guys want to do. I am open to helping you in any way that I can. And no pressure. Not everybody wants to put their whole life on the internet like I do. And I understand that. So there's no obligation of level of involvement. If you want to be right involved and you want to be posting in every group, every day in group, and encouraging everybody and sharing your progress, you are more than welcome to do that. If you want to just, kind of hang out in the background and see what everybody else is doing and check out their posts, that's okay too. Lisa says, my problem is I like to have something keto to eat before bed. And you know what? I'm a bedtime snacker too. There are lots of people who are going to tell you you can't bedtime snack. I like to, for a couple reasons. One, mostly because of my weight loss surgery. With my stomach being so small, when I go to bed with a completely empty stomach, my tummy hurts in the morning, like a lot, not just a little. It's very painful. So I do have a small snack at night. What I recommend is choosing a very high fat snack. You're less likely to overeat it if you add extra fat. So I'm going to show you guys for an example. Yesterday for my bedtime snack, I made some peppered bacon roasted nuts. So I took my leftover rendered bacon. We had bacon and egg casserole for dinner. And I just took my leftover bacon. I added some pecan, some walnut, some almond, and some of these amazing peely nuts. Rolled them around in my rendered fat, and then I added salt and cracked pepper and browned them in the oven. I find especially things like nuts and denser foods, if you add the extra fat, it's much more difficult to overeat them. So one of my favorite bedtime snacks is a high-fat mousse, and it's super easy. I take 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of chocolate, and 2 tablespoons of either heavy cream or sour cream, and I just whip it up into a really nice light chocolate mousse. It's very satisfying, but it's really, volume-wise, it's only 3 tablespoons in a serving. So it allows you that decadence, that taste of something very luxurious and sweet at bedtime. I love it. That's my favorite. I won't ever tell you guys you can't snack at bedtime. Everyone is different. I eat closer to my bedtime and I start my eating later in the afternoon. So my eating window is usually 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. So I don't generally have my first meal until 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Then I will have dinner at 8 p.m. and then a small snack usually between 10 and 10:30. And for me, that works out really well. What I will say is no one else's eating schedule will work exactly right for you. You know when you're hungry, and if you learn to eat when you're hungry and not when you're not hungry, your body will adjust its own eating schedule, and you'll start to be hungry when you should be, and you won't be hungry when you're not. That's the best thing I can say. If you are starting from scratch with us on July 1st, I'm going to warn you of a couple things in advance. Number 1, the first few days, you are going to be hungry. You are going to be so stinking hungry. You're going to be starving to death because you're switching from carbohydrates, which break down very easily in your body, to proteins and fat, which take more work to break down. So the first couple of days, yes, come say hi, dog. She's just whiny. For the first couple of days, you're going to say to me, Dori, oh my God, I am so hungry. I am eating so much. There is no way I can lose weight eating this much food. There's just no way. I am eating too much food. And at that point, I'm going to say, eat it. It's all good. Eat as much as you want. Eat until you are satisfied. It will change. Within a few days, a week, by week 3, you're going to message me and you're going to say, I don't ever feel like eating, Dori. Like, I'm just never hungry anymore. Should I be forcing myself to eat? And that is fat adaptation. So once you get to the point where you've removed the carbohydrates and the sugar from your body and your body starts to burn fat, you're going to notice you eat less and you're satisfied longer. But it's just a process of getting to there. So in the first few days when you think, oh my God, I am so hungry, eat. Eat as much as you want. Eat your vegetables, eat your meat, eat your fat. Eat as much as you want, because I promise once you get fat adapted, you are naturally going to reduce the amount that you're eating. And overall, you will spend less money on food, even though you're purchasing higher quality, more expensive ingredients. Because bottom line is nutrient dense food is better for your body. It's just a matter of that transition. So each of those things, if you have a concern along the way, message me or talk about it in group, and we're going to cover every day as we go. Day 1 is going to be a fun one, because you know what? Day 1, you're super excited. You're super motivated. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to do this. I'm totally doing this. I don't know what to eat. And you might spend the whole first day just crying and eating salad because you don't know what else to eat. So that's why we're going to do it together. Day 1, we're going to talk about our goals first thing in the morning. What is our plan for the day? Did we stick to that plan? Did we fall off plan? Did we actually start on the 1st with everyone? Or are we going to hold off and do it tomorrow? We can talk about all that stuff in group. So I'm really excited to do this with you guys, because when I started my keto journey, I started it all by myself. I didn't have any friends to lean on. I didn't have anyone to message and say, oh my God, I am so craving angel food cake. Do you know how to keto that? I didn't have anyone to do that with. I was just in the sea by myself, and it was terrible. It was miserable. I hated my own face. I'm not going to lie. Like, it was so hard to do it by myself without anyone to cheer me on or motivate me or lift me up when I was really struggling. So I'm excited that we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it all together, and we're going to be like, day 1. So I'm going to let you guys go so I can take my whiny dog outside, and I'm going to put together a post that pulls together everything and explains to you guys what we're going to do. And like I said, there's no rush. There's no pressure. You start with us on whatever day you are ready for your fresh start. And if you're ready and you know you're ready and you want to post about it and tell everybody you're ready, we're using hashtag Keto Fresh Start Challenge. And it didn't exist before. I just started it today. So if you use the hashtag, you might be one of the first few people to use the hashtag. So if you guys are ready and you want to bring your friends and family with you, you make a post and you say, I'm with Dori. We're doing it. We're going to have some fun. Come with me if you wanna. Because we're not going to drag anybody kicking and screaming. But anybody who wants to come with us, they're totally invited. I hope you guys have an amazing day, amazing Monday, and I can't wait to start this with you guys. I'm so excited. Lisa, you're in. I'm so ready, guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hang out with you. I almost feel like I don't even know if I can wait like a week and a bit, but I think it's only fair. Everybody has to have time to get their self together. Look at me, my teeny little clip. It's supposed to keep this together like a keyhole, but I'll tell you what, like, wardrobe malfunction. I'm just trying to flash everybody, apparently. Shh, don't tell anyone. We don't need a Russian group for that. Have an amazing day, guys. I love you so much. And I am so excited for each and every one of you who are going to take this journey with us. It's going to be the most fun thing we've done all year. I can feel it already. I can't wait to see you soon, guys. I love you. Bye. And